Hi there, this is Art and Such with my Rainbow Loom tutorial for Fiona from Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. She goes with the rest of my set. For this pattern, you're going to need some pale skin tone, a darker tan skin tone, gold or yellow for the hair, or a light brown. For the outfit, I'm going to be using a caramel brown and a darker brown, but if you have a couple of olive type shades of green that are close to each other, that would be even better. We're gonna be using our Loom offset configuration. You'll want a couple of C-clips on hand and a couple of holding hooks, and for the eyes I'll be using some small purpley brown beads and a piece of dental floss to thread them on. Okay, without further ado, let's start on the legs. So we're using our pant color. If you want a different color for the shoes, you can change the bottom piece. I'm taking 2 of my pants color, I'm wrapping them on the hook 1, 2, 3 times, pulling it onto 2 bands. You can replace the other end. And then we're going to take 1 band, wrap it on the end of the hook 1, 2, 3 times, and pull the first piece over so that the wrapped band sits in the middle. This will go onto a doubled over single band. And then we put this onto 8 pairs of pant colored bands. So this is our first pair. Don't make it easier. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Straighten that a little bit. Now you can leave it here or put it onto another hook, and we'll make the second leg the same way. 2 bands wrapped together 3 times, pulled onto 2 bands, replace, take a single, unwrap it on the end 1, 2, 3 times, bring the first piece over so it sits in the middle, place on a doubled over single, and we need another 8 sets of double bands. Just gonna try and pop this closer to the middle of that piece, but maybe we'll get a couple of pairs on so we can access that better. 3. I'm just gonna stop here for 1 second to straighten this out. Trying to do it without popping it off my hook, that's the hard part. Make sure that wrapped band is sitting in the middle. Okay, there we go. We need 5 more sets of double bands here, so this is going to be our 4th set and our 5th. 6 pairs, 7, and 8. And we're going to start on the arms. Arms are actually pretty similar, but we will be starting with skin tone. Take 2 skin tone bands, put them on the end of the hook, and we're going to wrap 1, 2, 3 times. Pull onto double skin tone bands. Bring that to the center. And we're switching to our darker color for the coat. And we're going to need 8 sets of double bands for that color. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more arm to do, and then we can move to the loom. So 2 skin tones. This is our lighter skin tone. We're going to wrap it on the end 1, 2, 3 times. Pull onto double bands of the same color. And 8 sets of double darker coat colored bands. 1 set, 2 sets, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and we can put this down and come over to the loom. We're going to start at the top with double pale skin tone bands. Go from the top center to the second peg down in the center. This is the start of our body. And we're going to switch to a darker tan or skin tone. Come down once from the second center to the second right, once from the second center to the second left. Then we're going to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in the middle with that double tan colored band. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5 double bands each time. On either side, we're coming down with our darker coat color. I believe that's 5 times also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Starting at the second peg down and coming down with pairs of double bands, or just double bands. 3, 4, 5. It's going to end just below that center row. Repeat on the opposite side. And on each of the rows, we're going to put down 1 set of our lighter pants colored bands, in my case caramel. And we can add our arms and our legs before we put on our side extension. So the arms with the darker color are going to go from your hook onto the second peg down on either side. For the legs, what we're going to do is take a pair of the lighter colored bands, put them on the end of the hook, pull the legs onto those, and stretch it across from your 8th peg down on one side to the 8th peg down on the other. Reach between and pull the bands holding the legs over that center 8th peg down. And that acts kind of as a securing band. For the holding bands, we are going to have 1 light colored holding band, which will sit on the 7th pegs down on each of the rows, so it makes a little triangle there. And for all of the ones above, we're using our darker coat color, and we are doubling them over so that when we add our extension, the coat doesn't get too puffy and wide. So bring it a doubled over dark colored one across your 6th pegs down, and across your 5th pegs down. We're going to do, how many are we going to have in total here? 1, 2, 3, 4 of our darker colored doubled over holding bands. Okay, last part to add to the body is the side extension. So we're going to take a single coat color band, wrap it once and twice onto the hook, and pull it onto 5 sets of double brown bands. is going to add a little bit of thickness to the coat, which is something we want. Take the bands that are on your hook and put them over the arm piece on the second peg down. Caught on something here. There we go. You want to find the end of that chain. There should be 3 loops. Put your hook inside and pull that down to your 7th peg down, which is where your darker coat color ends. Then from each of the chains, you want to take one little piece and bring it over each of the pegs that's sitting in between the top and the bottom of where you've put your chain. I'm going to try and grab them all from the inner part instead of these ones here. That will keep it from rolling. We need one for the other side, and then we can loop. Single wrap twice, pulled onto 5 sets of double bands in the color of your coat. And we're going to turn the loom around and attach this just as we attached it for the other side. So the top goes on over the arms. We reach in to the 3 loops at the bottom of the chain. Bring it to the 6th peg down, I believe that was. Doesn't want to stretch here. Hold on. Going to change my angle. Here we go. And take a piece out of, this goes through here. If you ever see anything coming loose as you go, try to grab it as fast as you can. Just trying to see where that came from. I think that was part of this link here. Hold on. Gonna do a quick fix. If you've got this already, feel free to jump ahead a minute and I'll be right with you. Just want to make sure I don't have anything jumping loose at the end. Okay, and we're gonna bring a piece of each chain over the pegs that are in between. Last one, turn your loom around, reach between the legs, that 8th peg down in the center, and we're going to loop forward until we get to the 3rd peg from the top. Come back to bottomwards on the side closest to you. We want to loop up this bottom set of double bands. So you point the open part of the hook away from you, push back the top bands, get the bottom 2, bring them up and over and rest them on the next peg, push back, get the bottom 2, bring them forward, and we'll continue to that 2nd peg from the top. Loop up the other side in the same way. Checking, it looks like I lost one of my bands here too, but no, we're okay. Okay. Let's loop it forward. Something looks a little funny here. I'm not sure why. Bottom 2 dark brown. Gonna ease off the tension on a couple of my lower pieces now, lower sections. Aha, that's where it was. And continue going up. I'm gonna have to fix that soon. One of them slipped loose. Okay, once you get to that 2nd peg from the bottom, we'll go back to the middle, loop up one more time, 3rd peg down to the 2nd peg down. Reach through your arms to get the bottom 2 tan skin tone bands. Repeat from the other side. And loop up once in the middle from the 2nd peg down to the very top. You can release this from the loom, but hold on to the bands on your top center peg. You're going to have to pull that band through, make it a little tighter there. If you have any loose bands, you can grab them as you go. We're going to put the hook through the bands on the top center peg and pull them through. Now I'm going to put my hook through from the opposite direction so that my back side is going to be facing up. And then we can start on our... Okay, so we're back for the head. You're going to take 2 gold, stretch them from the top center to the top right. Repeat top center to the top left. Come down once on each row with double gold bands. And then we're going to switch to skin tone, the lighter skin tone. Come down 3 times in the center with double bands. And twice down on either side with double bands. We're going to come from this side 4th to the center 5th, double skin tone bands, and the other side same deal. Just trying to find some that aren't too stretchy here. Now we are going to, okay, let's do a doubled over single holding band, skin tone across your 2nd pegs down, and 1 more across your 4th pegs down. So skip the next one, go down there. We'll add our eyes now. To do that, I'm going to take my beads and put them onto a piece of dental floss. And then onto a pale skin tone band. Back over and back through. Now if you have beads with a larger hole or you're using bands, you can put your beads or your bands wrap 3 times each onto a hook and then transfer them onto that band. Put it across your 3rd pegs down, separate, and we're going to stretch that band up over the 3rd peg down in the middle, so pull it apart right there. Now we're going to add a little bit of a side extension here. What we're going to do is take 2 of our gold colored bands. Just thinking if we want to add a little more here. No. I'm going to take 2 of our gold colored bands and come from the 2nd peg down to the 3rd peg down on either side. And take a gold band, stretch it across from your across your 3rd pegs down. Now the only other thing we need to add here is our braids, and I'm kind of thinking I'd like to try and get rid of this little bit of skin tone that's showing here. So let's make our braids, we'll see if we can get a little creative with that. Single gold, wrap it 1, 2, 3 times and pull onto a doubled over single, and then onto another 7 doubled over singles, so that we will have a total of 8. This will be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I think we are just we're gonna do what I did the first time around. This is gonna go onto the 4th peg down on the side. And we'll try and do the looping just a little bit differently. Let's make one for the other side. Single gold, wrap 1, 2, 3 times. And it's gonna go onto 8 doubled over singles. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8. Opposite side, 4th peg down. Okay, now you can take your body, make sure that the front part is facing away from you. So this is the back side I'm looking at. You can see where I tidied up my loose band there. We're going to transfer this from the hook onto the 5th peg down in the center. You can stretch it over a lower peg if it makes it easier for you to see. Okay, so we're going to reach inside, get the top 2 bands and bring them over to the right side. I'm just going to look as we go. I think this can go over the braid, or you can lift the braid up and then replace it. We're going to loop up once on the right side. Okay, other side, reach in under the neck, get the next 2, and they're going to go to, this looks so messy here, hold on, I'm going to make sure I've got everything right here. Okay, got it fixed. So we're going to reach inside again. I'll show you quickly. We're going for the top 2 bands under the neck, bringing them over to the right side, pop it over the braid, loop up once, bring it to the other side, 2 bands up and over the braid. That one popped right out. We gotta fix that. Gotta go under here. Having a terrible time with this already. I've already lost some of my film too, which is why I'm doing this again. Okay, there we go. Loop up the center to the top. Hoping we get it right this time. Go to the side. We're gonna loop up those bottom 2 skin tones. And this time we go inside the cap bands, get your bottom 2, or get your 2 golds, pull those up to the side a little, loop them up, and then you're going to take the skin tone that's over the 3rd peg down, bring it over to the side, reach in again under the eyes for the next 2 skin tone and bring them forward. Then we're going to loop up the bottom 2 gold and loop to the center. Same thing for the other side in just a second here. Go under your holding band and get your 2 gold, bring them forward. Bring the skin tone band over the side on that 3rd peg down. And we're going to go for the last 2 skin tone and loop up one more time on the far side and then towards the middle. Get a gold band, get it ready on your right hand. Left hand, put the open part of the hook away from you, put it through the bands on the top center peg. Grab your securing band and pull it back up and through. And we're going to pull one side over the other to create a slip knot. Now you can remove this from the loom. As soon as it comes up, you can turn it over. This is our back side that we're looking at. I don't like how loose my bands are here, but see what we can do about that in a minute. Give your eyes a little adjustment. And on the back side, what we're going to do is put your hook under a couple of nearby bands. Grab your securing band and pull it under and put that onto a C-clip. We are just about done. There, I knew I had that ready. If you have another loose band or just a nearby band, you can pop it on the other side to secure. Even everything out a little. And there you have your Fiona. I'll put her down for you to see properly here. You see this one's, the bands are just a little bit stretched out, that's why the face looks funny. But this is what you should have in the end. And I hope you'll check out the rest of my set. And thank you for watching.